Tonight we have for you a conversation with Joey Flatt. It's the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. Joey, where are you from?
I'm from Sparta, Tennessee.
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
And you've got something going for you, that Flatt name.
Yes, sir.
It's a little bit known over in Sparta.
I guess it is, yes.
Are you relation to the late Lester Flatt?
He would be my great-grandfather's brother.
Did you get any of your musical talent from him? Is that...
I guess. I guess so.
Your talent's all your own, right? Self-made.
Yeah, I self-taught, learned myself. Just been playing since I was 8 years old.
You play the guitar?
Yes, I do.
You picked that up at about 8 years old and just kept playing ever since. Do you play other instruments too, or just the guitar?
I just mostly guitar. I do play some other instruments, but not like I do the guitar.
Well, you don't really do the picking that Lester did as far as that style, but you still do the country type? I
do, yeah. I don't play a lot of bluegrass. The gentleman that plays along with me is in bluegrass, real heavy, and I love bluegrass. I just never did get the, I guess you'd say that, style of music. But I do respect it and love it.
We're going to talk about the music style that you do, country. We're going to get to know a little bit about your songs tonight and have a little discussion with Joey Flatt as we continue on with the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. Started making music at an early age and has gone on from there. Tonight we're talking with Joey Flatt on the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. Joey, I think we said earlier that you had picked up a guitar about age 8. Was that something because of your family name? Was it something that kind of led you to that, or was it just something that they had laying around you wanted to try it?
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
I think I've said that about a few things in life. I don't know that it's true, but when it comes to making music, though, it gave you an outlet.
Yep, that it did. Never put it down. Just always have played. Something I just really enjoy doing. What
were your early influences?
I like everything. I mean, there's no genre, no style I don't like. Of course, you hear of all the greats, all the great pickers and players, but I'd say just everything from rock and roll. I mean, I like metal, I like blues, I like country, I like it all. So it's hard to just say an influence as one person. I liked a lot of the 90s grunge era music. I just like it all, you know.
As far as your writing of music, those influences shine through in that? Do you draw from those sources?
I guess you could say I do. Sometimes it'll start out with the lyrics, sometimes and put the music to it later, and sometimes it'll just be the chords, and just then you're coming up with words to saying what you want to say. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. It just seems to happen.
When it comes to the words that you use for your songs, are there any things that help shape those topics that you look at and go, I need to write a song about that, or does it just fall into place?
I would say that it just seems to fall into place more than anything. I mean, there's stuff that we all want to say, but it seems like when you're trying to say those things, they never come out the way they should come out. You know what I mean? So it's, I'd say it just more or less falls into place. Sometimes you'll get a direction going on something and you try to stay with that, but then it just doesn't turn out. I don't know. There's a lot of times I'll write something and then from 4 years ago, and I'll go back and I'll be playing it now, and then, hey, now we got something. You know, it could be anything as much as a sentence, an idea, or just a whole story.
When it comes to making your music, then it's always a work in progress.
It can be, yeah, but I mean, I keep everything.
How do you know when a song is finished?
You can just tell. I mean, if you get a good solid chorus going and you've got some verses and you feel like it's finished, I mean, sometimes you can feel like it needs something else, bridges or whatnot, but and I don't know that they're ever finished. I mean, there could always be something that could be done to it. So you just say, hey, there you go, you know.
Move on to the next song. Let's leave that one where it's at exactly. You started out playing the guitar at an early age. From there, began to kind of, how did you decide you were going to start making and recording music?
I tell you how I run into a guy, and he's probably one of the most, if not the most talented people I've ever had the pleasure of playing with. And he heard some of my stuff, and we got in the studio, and he really made it to be what it needs to be. That's what got me into the recording. That's how this CD come about anyway. It's just, that's it right there.
You've got 8 songs on this recording. How did you determine that you were going to put 8 on there?
Well, we really didn't. We had 8 good solid ones. We do have more. It's just, we put those 8 on there and turned it into a CD and just said, you know, hey, let's put this out here.
One of the songs that's on there that falls into that 8 would be Good at Being Me. How did that come about?
That come about is one day, what really inspired me to write that song, I can't really say. It just the way that life was being at the time and just the way that things were in the world, I guess it was. It just made me say, I may not be perfect, may not have done everything the way I should have, but just good at being me. Do it my way,
It's Joey Flatt. It's Good at Being Me. The 9 o'clock news, local edition on Rock 93.7. We've had a chance to hear some of his music, and we're continuing our conversation tonight with Joey Flatt. The 9 o'clock news, local edition on Rock 93.7. He went online. You can do the same. Go to our website at rock937online.com. Submit your music there. You do have music up online. You've got some of these songs that we're talking about. You've put them up on YouTube. Your daughter is your biggest booster.
She's something else. Yes, she's great. She actually did put all the music on YouTube. She did. She's the one that got me here, and I'm thankful to her for it. She's something else.
She kind of helps promote. I was going to say she's your manager, but I don't know that that's quite the case. But she does kind of help promote.
You would think so. Yeah, I guess that'd be a good name for it. Yeah, true.
Well, you do get out and play sometimes. Where do you perform at?
I have. I'm not playing anywhere right now. I'm just playing for myself and around the house. I get together with some guys and jam, but I have in the past, and I probably will in the future, I'm sure. I just, right now I'm not out playing anywhere. You can't find me. You can't go out and see me over here tonight. You know what I mean?
That might change down the road, though.
That will probably change, yes.
You do have plans to do more songs.
Yes.
We talked about you've got one album already, Countryman.
Yeah, Countryman. I'm more of the songwriter guy. I really, not that I don't like performing, but I'm more of just the songwriter guy. I like to just write the songs.
And tell your stories.
Yeah, and tell stories. Yep, that's it.
The progress of doing that, you have gone from your first time around in the studio and seeing how your songs can be transformed. Having that experience and seeing what they can do with the finished thing, has that changed how you look at writing your songs from the start?
Not really. No, I just write them, and it can change the song when you're in there. I mean, you can find there's different ways of doing it. I mean, you can change things and make them sound better. I mean, really, when you get it recorded, you can listen back to it and say, well, I think I can do a little better on this or do a little better on that and change it then. But as far as approaching it to try and change it for the recording, no.
You do perform with other people. I think you said you've got some people that you get out and do songs with.
Yes.
Is that like a band or just a jam session?
Jam session.
Any names that you want to share with us as far as who you work with?
Josh Whiffs is who I've worked with most on this album here. He's been a real big help with it. He's I can't say enough about the guy.
Is he going to be working with you on the next album too? Or?
Yes. He'll be a very much a big part of that too.
And you are working on the next album. I think you've already started writing some songs. How many songs have you put together so far?
Right now we've got 2. We've got a lot of ideas on the rest of them. Just trying to figure out what goes where is what's going on right now with it.
When it comes to, I think we mentioned that your daughter helps promote. She helps push things. Does she help with songwriting too? Or
she doesn't help with my songwriting, but she can play. I mean, she's been writing songs since she was young. I mean, she just, she's got her own little thing going on. She's always been very musical for sure.
Over the course of the last several years, doing some music here and there, you've recorded a few songs. You've done a few performances. Do you look forward to eventually getting out and doing more with the music, or is it just the side thing?
I think every musician in some shape or form always wants to be the person who's at the top of the game, performing. With me, I just want to play it and just make music. You
have recorded some other songs. We already touched on one, Good at Being Me. What about Rumors?
Rumors is a song that for some reason I was drawn into a story of a missing person. It was in national news, the story, and it just something, I don't know what it was that brought my attention to that, but that song was a fabrication of that story.
It's Rumors. It's Joey Flatt on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. Showcasing the local talent around us with the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. One of those talents tonight in with us, Joey Flatt. You call Sparta home. You started out at an early age with a guitar in hand and kind of went from there. You've done some performances. The largest crowd that you've played for?
I would say around 500, maybe more. Nothing too big.
Having performed in front of 500 and then going from that setting, I think you are more comfortable in a church setting. You've done a few of those performances.
I always enjoyed playing in church. It was a blessing for me to do.
I'm going to guess you probably didn't break out all your country tunes for the church crowd.
No, we never did that. But it was a whole nother deal. I mean, it's playing in the church is great. I mean, it's very rewarding to be able to see people get to the level that they're at through worship and stuff like that. It's just a whole nother experience. I mean, it's really something I can't describe. It's just a whole nother situation.
Playing that style of music is more in the gospel realm. And do you have gospel inspirations for that?
Not really gospel. A lot what we did was praise and worship, contemporary Christian, stuff like that. Although we did play a lot of hymns and things like that. Gospel, I do love gospel music. Like I told you earlier, I love it all, but really I would say when it comes to the Christian music, it would be more contemporary, more praise and worship style of music.
Your base for writing is in the country. Newer country, older country, does it matter?
I write everything. I've wrote all kinds of songs. I mean, stuff that I shouldn't even be attempting to write. Anything from country to rock, just all genres. I mean, it's not something that I really just say, okay, I'm going to write a country song today. It's just however it comes out. A lot of it comes out country, southern rock, I guess you would say.
Are you thinking of staying on that track with your next outing, or are you maybe going to go off a little bit, try something different? Or
I definitely want to stay in the country genre, definitely. Some of the songs you'll be hearing on the next album's got more fiddle on them. We've got a little bit of everything. It's just getting it all worked in there to make it where it doesn't be too chaotic for everybody.
You enlist the help of other players.
Yes.
So I'm going to guess you have some friends that are fiddlers.
Yes. Well, Josh does. He's got a friend that we've brought in, and he's really talented. Really, it's just me and Josh for the most part of it.
When it comes to those parts, since you pretty much just stick with the guitar, do you let him help you flesh those out, or do you think that out ahead of time, or?
Whenever I come in with a song, I come in with the song, me, the guitar, and the song. Josh will listen to the song, and he'll basically just take it to another level. And it's just, he's a really talented fella. But no, the songs, I more or less write the songs and play the guitar, and he'll come in, he layers it with more guitar. He'll play the drums, he plays the bass, anything else that it needs.
A lot goes into you making an album then. It's not just, I've got my guitar and me going to sing, and you take the time to put a little bit more layers into it, and you have been working towards your next one. You've got some new songs in the works. You've got more on the way. How about if we go back to one of your older songs, though? Countryman. Yeah,
Countryman's an interesting song. The way that was written would be drawing from the whole, I guess you would say, Appalachian style music. More outlaw style music would be more Countryman, although it does have some really great guitar playing.
It's Countryman. It's Joey Flatt on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. Tonight, we've gotten to know a little bit more about Joey Flatt with the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. Joey, they've got a place they can go find you online. Do you have a Facebook page set up, or?
If you're looking for the music, you can find it by just typing in Joey Flatt Countryman.
Joey Flatt Countryman. You want to do that on YouTube, especially.
Yes.
You've got your daughter, I think we touched on earlier, your biggest supporter, promoter, manager.
Yes. But the album is actually available on iTunes and Amazon.
Okay, so it is set up there, so you can actually get the full album there, and you can hear some of the tracks up on YouTube. As time goes by, are you thinking about adding a Facebook page? Or
I need to do something, yeah.
So it's a matter of it's in the works.
It's in the works.
Your online presence is in the works. For now, they can focus mainly on YouTube and hitting up Spotify, iTunes to actually get the album there. When the next album comes along, are you planning to release it that way as well? Or
I guess we will. Just time will have to tell.
You can find out more about Joey Flatt. Hit him up online. Go check out his YouTube channel and eventual Facebook page. We'll see if we can help you get that together. Thank you, Joey, for coming in to talk with us. It's been a conversation tonight with Joey Flatt, the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7.